As of me sitting down and making this video right now, the video where I talk about like how I became a YouTuber, has just gone out like an hour ago, which immediately is going to tell you just how many fucking videos I've scheduled in advance because there is a video coming out every day until this. I've had a lot of time over the last few months, but you know, I've just been looking at like the early comments and it's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure the video is like fumble godding right now in terms of like the numbers, you know what I mean? Like what everyone really cares about. Nah. But you know what I mean, right? Like if I was a different guy, I'd look at the video that I put effort into and see it fumbling and be like, oh my god, no. But I don't really care. I made the video because I wanted to, and people are enjoying it. And that's all that really matters, I guess. And you know, you probably think that video took like a long time to make because it was actually like edited, which is a luxury on this channel. Look at this fucking video. But no, I actually like just locked in and made that whole video in a single day. Which I don't know whether that says more about how like little I have to do right now, or how bare bones my editing really is when you boil it down, because I don't actually know what I'm doing. We're gonna go with the former, because then the video looks better. But you know, speaking of not having anything to do, I actually have had things to do. I have suddenly, in this last few days, stumbled upon having things to do. And not all of them are fun. I'm gonna be real. I am... When does this video go up? Maybe Friday? Ooh, Bongo Cat. Oh, duplicate. Yeah, I think this video goes up on Friday, so this video will be going up on the day I am moving out, which means I have everything to sort out before doing that, between recording this video and this video going up. Which is fun. It's very fun, but that's not, you know, who cares about that, right? Who gives a fuck? Get off my screen. You know, who gives a fuck? What we're talking about is the shenanigans, the side quests I've been on in the last 2 days. Because two of my friends, two different friends that people would know if you're a Linguini, you know, a super fan, if you've been on the channel for a long time. My friend Finn and my friend Kynan, both of which have been on the channel several times, in different ways. They've recently both bought stuff, bought new PCs, you know. Neither of them have had... Okay, well, Kynan's had a PC for a long time. It's fucking terrible. And Finn has never had a PC, so they didn't know what they were doing to build it, so they asked me if I could build it for them, right? Because I've built my PC and Lasagna's PC and, you know. Mine, I mean, it works by the definition of the word, we can say that. Lasagna's PC hasn't had any issues, so I knew what I'm doing there. But you know, like, I knew how to make PCs, they didn't, so they were like, oh, can you help me? And I was like, yeah, and it just so happens that I helped Finn on Sunday, and I helped Kynan today on the Monday. So I had to go around and help two friends build 2 PCs in 2 days. And if you know anything about building a brand new PC from scratch, you need to not only, you know, build the PC, you then need to set up Windows, all the files and like everything and all that. And building the PCs, well, it could have been smoother. I'm not going to say I'm the world's best. I'm not the world's best PC builder. I am not Linus Tech Tips. I will say, every computer that I have built has posted first try. You just might not have good cable management, and by good cable management, I mean I'm probably going to grab all the cables and stuff them into the backplate as hard as possible until it goes on just barely. Which probably made some of you like just wince a little bit, but hey man, it works. And then the second thing is, when I was building Finn's PC, the person he'd bought the case from a few years ago didn't give him any screws. And he didn't know this until I asked him, hey, where are the screws? So didn't have any screws, and it was Sunday, and it was like 6 p.m., so nowhere was open. And so I had to tape his motherboard temporarily to his case. Literally with electrical tape. Which was, interesting, and I also had to tape the fans on. So he didn't get to play on the PC. We had to just set it up and then be like, okay, don't touch that until you get screws. But it worked. And we set up Windows, and it took a year and a half to set it up, and it all worked, and it was cool, and it was fine. And then today I went to go make Kainen's PC, which he had screws. We had just separate problems at different stages. So the first problem we had was his PC case is ancient, and it was a pre-built. So it had 12 mysteries within it. And by that I mean the hard drive was screwed on, screwed to the case. Only on one side. Only one side had screws. And the other side you couldn't reach the screw because the front plate was there. You couldn't take the front plate off. So I had to jam a screwdriver inside the fan blades and ram scratch the other end, like the actual head of the screwdriver, across the case to just barely finagle the hard drive out, which was great. Also, the hard drive he has scratches, audibly scratches. It's not ideal. It's not ideal, is it? Anyway, we got that working. PC worked fine, turned on first try. Until we tried installing Windows. He already had a Windows installation on his SSD. So we're like, cool, we'll just use that Windows installation. Because, you already got it. And then the BIOS just didn't detect Windows. So, you know what, okay, that's not the end of the world. We'll just download Windows. And then we downloaded Windows 11 because Windows 10 is losing support in 2 months, which, thanks Microsoft, kill yourselves. Turns out his GPU, he didn't have the new GPU yet, so we just threw in his old one, wasn't compatible with Windows 11. So we had to then go and download Windows again to get Windows 10, which took a long time. But okay, it was fine, it was fine. Who cares, right? Minor setback, am I right? He just summoned 2 black holes. Anyway, minor setback. So, I parried. I would put money on me pressing the parry button there. So anyway, we download Windows, it's fine. We install Windows, we get to the home screen, everything's working. No issues, none. We turn the PC off, because I haven't plugged in all of his drives, because I wanted to be, perfectly certain that all of his files would get deleted when we installed Windows, right? So, see, I did that last time. So anyway, I now turn the PC off, plug in all of his drives, and I get blue screened. And okay, why am I getting blue screened? Weird. Let's restart the PC, blue screen. And it was blue screen looping for an hour, and we couldn't figure out why. We tried unplugging every drive, we tried plugging them back in, we thought maybe Windows was corrupted, we tried reinstalling it, nope, nothing. Nothing. Turns out, his Wi-Fi card, which he didn't even need, but we just threw in there because, well, it didn't, his motherboard's onboard Wi-Fi wasn't working until we installed Windows, so we plugged in the Wi-Fi card. Turns out, that was causing his PC to blue screen loop. Thanks, Windows. And then once we got that sorted out, we were like, okay, well, we want to actually transfer the Windows that you have. So we did the all reliable of just drag and drop all the Windows files and just see if it works. Because, sometimes that's what I did with Lasagna's PC. I just dragged and dropped all of my Windows files into her PC and it worked. So, we tried that and it didn't work. So we're like, okay, whatever, we'll just deal with regular default normie Windows. Except, let's copy across the users file. So we copy across the users file, and it's going to take an hour and a half. So we went to go get food. Come back, it's mostly worked, to be fair. It mostly worked. And then we have the issue of copying all of his files off of the hard drive that is currently creaking and moaning and groaning audibly over the noise of the CPU fans, which isn't exactly what you want, to the SSD. Problem is, he has a 1TB NVMe, because, you know, that shit's expensive. I would recommend a 2TB, but I only personally have a 1TB, because, again, that shit's expensive. So we're copying over a terabyte hard drive to a terabyte NVMe that already has Windows installed. So we need to remove a couple of his files, because I have never seen someone with so many files. Turns out this guy has 500 gigabytes of downloaded, like, OBS recorded YouTube videos, his own videos, and random gameplay clips. So we have to, you know, delete a lot of those. Because, what the fuck? And then we go to, you know, transfer the files, and it says it will take about, I think it was like over a day, because, you know, you're transferring from a hard drive, right? It's going to be slow as buns. So that was great. So in the end, we didn't end up transferring any of those files, and it's still on the dodgy hard drive. And I think I spent like 10, 11 hours over the last 2 days just building and troubleshooting PCs. Because the first one took so long trying to, like, figure out a solution to, like, build a PC without any fucking screws. And then Kainen's PC took ages to figure out why Windows was blue screen looping, and oh my god. But you know what? They both work. They both have better PCs than I do at this point, which is crazy because I've always had, like, you know, like the decent computer of the friend group, you know what I mean? Like, nothing crazy. Like, I have friends with, like, 5080s and 9800 X3Ds, but you know, I've always been like, yeah, my PC works, unlike my friends who run on laptops and apparently, like, 16-year-old hardware. And now I kind of have, like, the mid PC, which is weird. Strange. Curious, even, you could say. So, one pump me. Or RX 6600, hey? Say as if that isn't, like, you know, a 200-pound graphics card, which runs everything that I play at 200 FPS, with the one exception being Helldivers. You know, I don't need a fucking 5090. I don't need a baller PC. It would be nice, but I don't need it. My opinion when building computers is you can get a damn good computer for 400 Great British pounds. If you know where to find deals, or if you know, like, second-hand hardware, or if you just go for old hardware, you can find some fucking deals, dude. If you want to get, like, 1050 Ti, maybe like a Ryzen, like, 3000, you know what I'm saying? Like, 8 gigs, DDR4 RAM, you can make a pretty good computer for the price of a modern console. So, that's always been my philosophy when building PCs. Instead of the, like, you know, I can afford to buy this, so I'm going to buy this. Which is, I mean, a perfectly fair way to make them. I'm just like, you know, if I don't need it, why get it? And if I do need it, then I'll get it. I've just spent the last, like, 10 or so minutes just talking about computers, haven't I? Oh well, that's what you get on this fucking channel. That guy killed himself. What a dickhead, am I right? Subscribe for more epic edited content. Am I right, or am I right?